Yen penny for baby say, if you are seeing her, obi ni ma, obi che. Why na HL? So we pay IT, we de one so we pay support. Slam Technology say your number one partner. Your office will US in here, your office will Ghana, so ye, your numbers ni kuhono. So we should share IT classes, we share career coaching, we share support for business, cyber security. Free na your partner. Your back fear wow. Slam Technologies, transformation with excellence. Free is here, baby, be around me and
Living in Ghana, abroad, a first timer visiting Ghana, or a company wondering where to get quality service providers in Ghana for any job, then Ejumapa On Demand Services is here to assist you. Ejumapa On Demand Services connect requesters and service providers such as masons, plumbers, electricians, auto repairers, home and office cleaners, trash collectors, rent agents, spa attendants, roofers, beauticians, teachers, CCTV installers, and all artisans on one platform. Yes, one platform. Trust Ejumapa On Demand Services to sort you out any day, anywhere, and at any time. To download the app, please visit the App Store and Play Store or visit our website www.ejumapa.com.
More about SVTV Africa, so I hope so. Be on share live on SVTV Africa. Me more be but thank God it's Friday. Me more be FM DJ Nyame. So first time I'll share any making sure say obe like here page no be share link no be me adoma so now be kai busuano SVTV Africa busuano share link dem on be Fridays be no nim say 5:30 to 7 mo fan chair ya late ne 5:30 to 7 be na ya me lawyer wisdom akaho wise man solicitors din komo ha say UK komo na e ba be di enti obi a wo UK ana so plan so be so ko UK UK komo ubisa ni bibi e fa Germany, other European countries, America, Canada, or Dabi, or no UK komo, on the babidi. Na metane ni program so I say first time na tie ni na nya information na hu ne ekoso. Enti babidi komo, all questions bi so pesa obisa na bibia had the simple comment section or no what type ya to ho pa o type it to a emre do a ye the better screen so be kin kind way you are no enti your family DJ Nyame share link no nene ene show de matter de o UK de I don't know almost that sorry no mo de bibia ba almost that sorry de bia me catch ole de bia no mo de bibi fufura ba but this time in the muntie ni ye o na mun share we matter de o UK de omo de abebom yi de he enkofo no omo mbese ebebom omo pese efi omo kromo omo mbese ebebom kromo omo pese efi omo kromo I foreigners ya ba doku asamini ade. Hey, and then na me titi ya me hu be news be say and then na mo kike lawyer wisdom aka o me mo akwa boko de
DJ boko who design
me so me ho ya pa studio B obi ahun ya studio B studio B no obi ahun ya
Obia we the I the chop proper.
Yeah. Is your way junk food need you quite one. Ah, now so the can and say who did baby studio be did yeah ma quite near there. But studio 8 there and we dagbo movement and na mo friend away no. Big Mac. Who did the Big Mac most there? No.
Big Mac, you know what I'm saying?
And Big Mac mo there, no. And almost I be more be
Chop and go.
Fast food no. Lawyer. And I'm about yen go straight to the matter. And I say matter day. Na mo de mo nkrofo ide. De bia mo de bibi bebom. Me hu news bi mo update bi abane ade na. We de anu o hye. Me no akeka kasanya ma we bia but this time no de mo de ba no. E den na ekoso UK si amuse den. Cheche ase Ghana for tie o. Ye omo nte ye omo nim ne ekoso no. Nkrofo no si aden no mo de ba omo se den.
DJ me da se pa be ti obia ti for ni akrefo yi na ye gidi se obia ho ye. DJ emsa me no de ye sha say e ya chekakra. And topics and our issues are very concerning and no na ya na yedi eba. And I pese ma yan for and Ghana for ho ne ekoso ewo UK particularly.
Mm.
A few months ago, yeah, me can you say na your Farage now or say or the society be back in the immigration rules, immigration laws, so ba and then say already the settlements, if you have, etc., etc. And to share asem na your Farage edi bana, and I will share senior omo performing in the polls right now. Labour and so esro says omo anye bibia Reform Party, na your foreign party now, bet me about into government, and no a bar is gonna be serious. And the Liban so did some changes be eba. Ever say of course, omo tie near UK for no what the nationals or the citizens are saying. Last week, and I did some changes with regards to illegal immigrants eba. Now, illegal for no omo a omo we seek asylum no or the buyer say omo dear they were not going to get indefinite leave to remain. And the omo mouse like peace, 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 peace. I kopim time a corona will fish no air banner. There will be peace in that country. Now omo culture say sign few chrome never back to your country. For UK, never back to your country because adeɛ no a na nka wodwane efi ho no to say deɛ no asaa deɛ no ɛni hɔ bi in other words there is peace in your country so go back to your country that is for ɔmo a ɔmo seek asylum and on the back of that ɔmo say of course yes but the questions arose some questions arose out of that announcement and it said assuming sɛ me maba abɛseek asylum na one mommy 5 years. After 5 years, no, and during that 5 years period, my worry British citizen, not many ni waba, me ban a British citizen. Are you going to tell me, sir, because a corona me face so a bayano, now there is peace in that country. I don't take menya miri enemy ma ewo UK hanaminsa eko ana. That is a question that we would have to ask. And yes, I have some on one proposals normally every two. But as we go along and as we go on, everyone said it may not be as straightforward as near or more air cannon. So I know you for illegal immigrants and I'm more seeking for asylum. And a change has been so or the proposal article 2 parliament. The Ejidi said Adam Ejidi say you will be able news no. So what's your news now? Then you don't have to worry too much because Adrian American. What it? My younger yente here. If you work with you about late at night, what's uncle early morning, and to one who near airport, what is in the news? You are not aware. And the person bought one or two things. So now at least we are all fully aware of what is coming or what the proposals are. A B is subject to consultation. A B not subject to consultation. In other words, they will implement it once Parliament approves it. It's not going to be subject to consultation. Some are subject to consultation, some are not subject to consultation. So let's take note of that. So, near Amo Air can say one, I'll take it one by one. Almost say in 50 years, 50 years, this is the biggest overhaul in the immigration laws in the UK in the last 50 years. Theresa May in 2012, no, not it was big enough, but when Amudi Ebase is going to be is like bigger than near Mami Theresa May as a Secretary of State for the Home Department. Say, wait there, it's saying Theresa May no cry. So what are the changes I'm Amudi Eba? Almost say this are of course subject to consultation. And yet eba. I feel na kwada parliament and on consultations. from different people, different stakeholders before they eventually pass it or otherwise, or before they amend or make changes to it. One, almost say again, last few months or so, yeah, kind. Almost say before Ubenya will indefinite leave, you must have clean criminal record. Clean criminal record. In other words, who need any criminal record. So, but who any sort of criminal record, any idea, or to me, edi indefinite no, edi amount. Now, you see, clean criminal record, what are they talking about? That can mean you have no unspent convictions. You have no unspent convictions under the Rehabilitation of Offenders Act. No, you have no unspent convictions. So you have a clean record. You don't have any unspent convictions. ABI, you've been sentenced to prison for, let's say, 2 years. You've done some 8 months. Yeah, Jao, and now 8 months, 1 year, yeah, Jao. They want to keep monitoring whether you be of good behavior, etc., etc. So you have to have no unspent criminal record. Then, number two, nothing must appear on your DBS. Now, a Chrome handle say, "Ukoye application here," and now a human being or Ukoye, they have to do something we call DBS check, criminal record check. First, now it's called CRB. The same is called DBS, Data Barring Service Check. Now. And you must a basic DBS check only shows unspent convictions. If your basic DBS checks comes back, no convictions or conditional caution, you are considered to have a clean criminal record for most purposes. So nothing must appear on your basic DBS check. And see, but as long as it appears on your basic DBS check, say you have some convictions or some offenses, some cautions, and etc., etc., then it means that you don't have a clean criminal record. The next one, for higher level checks, that is enhanced DBS, some roles such as tech, teaching, healthcare, social work, as these checks can show spent convictions, cautions, relevant police information, etc., etc., and none of them will be spent. But normal kind of say you must have clean, which means you must not have any unspent criminal convictions. Now, for immigration purposes, you must have no criminal convictions in the UK or abroad. Whether you are in the UK or you are abroad, you must have no criminal record. No criminal record. Nothing that trigger character and conduct concerns. No convictions, no cautions, no compliance with non-compliance with immigration rules, serious criminal behavior, sentences that is custodial or non-custodial. You must have a clean criminal record. Then it means that you passed that requirement. Number two, I must say you must speak English to A-level standard. DJ, the question is, nipa sang ena ebe to me aka English to the A-level standard? How many people can speak English to the A-level standard? So they are saying that if you cannot speak English to the A-level standard, which is B1, then it means that you do not meet the requirements for settlement or for indefinite leave to remain in the UK. Initially, it was meant to apply to Omo Baha on economic basis, like workers, skilled workers, etc. But it looks like from this announcement, it's going to extend to affect everybody else who is yet to apply for their indefinite leave to remain. Now, based on the Omo Kano, as long as you haven't obtained your indefinite leave yet, these changes would affect you. So please take note of that. And Americans say, but proposals, idea to Parliament, they will have to do the consultations, they have to do the deliberations, etc., etc. And once it passes, it will affect, I hear, and over 2 million people will be affected by this change. 2 million people who arrived since 2021 up to Enaya Kase. Particularly, so we share Neomatrona, about 616,000 people who came under the health and care route, they will be affected. About 616,000 people, 616,000 people who came from 2022 to 2024. The people in that catchment will be affected by these changes that are coming out or that will come out. So, A level standard English, it will be required for skilled workers and possibly for other categories of applicants for indefinite leave to remain. So take note of that. Number three, change and it says you must make sustained national insurance contribution. Sustained national insurance contribution. You must make sustained national insurance contribution, again, sustained national insurance contribution before you'll be eligible for indefinite leave to be remain in the UK, before you can be eligible for settlement in the UK, for settlement in the UK, settlement in the UK. So sustained national insurance and to uye juma sikana ye tua wo no emfa record ni mo ye tua cash in hand wonye any self-employed person wonye self-assessment wontua national insurance wo sa nipa no edu renewal edu settlement time I'm going to use it against you because one year any sustained national insurance contribution in the UK. And to younger ye juma and I know, please be very, very mindful of this change. Bano. One share on better media no Eddie Ayo say you haven't made any substantial or sustained national insurance contributions in the UK. To one share now no na omodi I refuse your supplement application. The next one, AF number 4, DJ this is very, very serious. Almost you must have no debt. No debt, just undika ewo krom ha. Undika ewo UK. You must have no debt in the UK, no debt in the country. And ebia wako bank, wako ji loan, untia, anawunya ntuye can say you have a debt. In that case, you will not be eligible for your indefinite leave to remain. Now, we are waiting for more details. We are waiting for the details. I'm also no data. What do you mean by debt? What is defined as debt? Are you going to consider that as debt? Anonti is not going to get his indefinite. And now, are you going to say that is what is going to affect his settlement? We need to see what definition of debt will be. So we are, of course, open to more information near Omudi Ebebano. Now, Abia, Tizani American, who are litigation debt, would you be a court, say or the uka, ana wase ubi, ana assembly, na udinako court, na wono, wedding kuku, na nipana dibim. Oh, you've lost the case. The person has won. Na court number litigation cost set to maybe 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 pounds each year. Now when that obviously is a debt and no, but may affect your indefinite leave to remain application. So let's take note of that as well. Anampo udika NHS. Waba uba waha, mame, waba uba waha. Yamao debt of again 7,000, 8,000 pounds for giving birth through the NHS when you did not have leave to be here. And to Amuti, debt abroad. Again, you just ignored it. 1%. I mean, you're not paying them. You're not doing anything about it. I believe that can also affect your settlement application. And so, what the best thing you should do is you have to come into agreement with the uh, the body that you owe and start making some payments gradually, gradually, gradually. Now, wait to me, are you eligible for your indefinite leave to remain? And now, sometimes the civil penalty, debt with the council tax debt. Again, December we are waiting for the details, but council tax debt, etc., etc. If you are what the casa, ya frosa, you are court, yes, that can affect your settlement in the UK because it will go towards your character and it can be used against you in the UK. So let's take note of that. So this is all part of changes Omudi Bano. Now, this is subject to consultation. Near Secretary of State in the Abano, this is subject to consultation. Near subject to consultation, and near one, they say near Makano speak English to a degree level standard. If you are able to speak English to a degree level standard, they say will be an our degree in the university. Now, Obiba say, how can they determine whether it is a degree level standard? It's going to be based on tests that will be, So the test that you do will determine if you are able to communicate to a degree level standard in English. And no, will determine. So that may be probably be the B1 or B2 or something higher than that. That will determine. B1 is being regarded as the, I think, A level standard. So B2 or higher may be used. And no, just one meet the degree level standard. And no, ubanya will indefinite leave. Speak English to a degree level standard, 9 years to settlement. Almost person the period for settlement. So say I can say 5 years in some categories, in some categories 10 years. And say subject to consultation, if you can speak English to a degree level standard, together with meeting all the other requirements, almost in 9 years, and Sana Ubanya will indefinitely to remain. 9 years. Number 2, changes are again subject to consultation in ASM. People who are paying the higher rate of tax, In other words, people who are earning £50,270, £50,270 can get their indefinite leave to remain after 5 years. DJ, and easy, £50,270 a year. You will be eligible for settlement after 5 years. But of course, that comes with other requirements. And yes, sir, you are earning 50,270 per and until you are getting indefinite after 5 years. No, it doesn't work that way. As I said, other requirements and sana over to me and your indefinite if you are earning the £50,270. And not a paying higher rate of tax. If you're paying higher rate of tax, and near the £50,270 pounds. And almost those who are in the top rate, no a year, settlement after 3 years. 3 years. And not for 3 years. So the top rate is £125,140 per year. £125,140 per year. If you earn that amount of money, then you will be able to get settlement as in the global talent funnel after 3 years. So yes, the changes are coming, but it be a 3 years, it be a 5 years, it be a 10 years, it be even longer than that. So British citizens and their spouses, they still come. Spouses of British citizens, they will still qualify under the 5-year route, 5-year route, But If you are a higher paying, tax paying person and you meet all the other requirements, you must be earning £50,270, £50,270, you will qualify after 5 years. If you are earning £125,140, you would qualify after 3 years. And again, it says doctors, teachers, nurses, and other people working in the public service. No, omono, omono, they will qualify for indefinite leave after 5 years. And also a changer, amu edi eba. But these are all subject to consultation. Subject to consultation. Now, those who volunteer, depending on the categories of areas that they are talking about volunteering, no, and also almost see the omono from 5 to 7 years. And to say me will route be so now me who say you to 10 years or longer, so now 20 years as well. Media, I'd rather volunteer. Now me to me I reduce it my number of years now from a 10 years to 5 or 7 years. And let's take notes of that. Now, we know almost is not subject to consultation. Younger, you worry British citizens. Omo care about indefinite leave, but Omo worry to a British citizen, and no, they still maintain their 5 years to settlement. And say, who Ghana, what worry British citizen, what about Kromha, you 2.5 years. After 2.5 years, we another 2.5 years. After 5 years, no, work for your indefinite leave to remain. So, I'm worried to a British citizen, and like I said, they haven't mentioned about or they haven't mentioned more settlements, but I believe that should apply to them as well. Omono, they will be eligible for indefinite after 5 years. I know there is not subject to consultation, so that one stands as it is. 5 years to settlement. Almost say as at yesterday. Oh yeah, the announcement. Now, the next one is Younger Yewo assistant under the Windrush and EU settlement scheme. Nothing will change. You still remain on the 5 years. From 5 years of pre-settled status, you go to settled status. Then from there, you can go for your indefinite leave to remain. So, EU follow and their family members and those under the EU settlement scheme, they are not touched. Amudia, still no, they are on the 5 year route to settlement. Then other categories subject to consultation. Hey, this DJ, this is huge. Almost said, omo benefit. So what about UK ha? Would you benefit? Would you benefit for more than 12 months? Wo sa nipa no, wo nya wo indefinite leave until after 15 years. 15 years after arrival. 15 years after arrival. 15, 1 5. So, OG benefit. That's a benefit now. Why for more than, why for less than, okay? Why for less than 12 months? Let's say why for 11 months. Wono 15 years and son of will indefinitely to remain. But so why you will benefit for more than 1 year. Wono as a South UK have for 20 years. And Sana Wanya will indefinitely to remain. DJ, this is serious. So because when you benefit for more than 1 year, wono over to UK have for 20 years and Sana Waji will indefinitely to remain. Would you benefit for less?
na omo pass mra no mo kan yes na akwashi ba kwa mbizan say ada mfie na mfie no ye na regulate na mfie no say wo na obe decide say wo regulate mfie na anya ade a obenyi ana na obetena baby 20 years ansa na obenya setena so ya bibi wo yo 20 years 15 years.
And Ukraine is on the side. I say people who overstay their visa and others with no legal right to be in the UK would have to wait for 30 years. Some may have to wait for 30 years. And in the ones that they're normal in peace. It be a 3 years, it be a 5 years, it be a 10 years, it be a 15, and a 20, and then 30. And from 3 to 30, yeah, chichem. And the category now will fall within no a honor over benefit for pound and I benefit for
benefit you should be able benefits pao.
oh yes sir ebia or mo from me no me and say the money susa want to mean a full-time job and by all means no oh here more kakra to support him or her to look after the child now who say or you benefit more than 1 year and under 1 year I know they just a 15 years and son of it to me and you're indefinite but when you 1 year pet and they're 20 years and son of it to me and you're indefinite but almost is subject to consultation. Normally almost subject to consultations and almost changes be a any serious change being on my age 20 years or more maybe only about 18 years and 19 years and it is nothing significant and now they will maintain the 20 years just to prevent people from taking more benefit and also almost a benefit no it is from the changes normally it is only people who are British citizens who may be eligible to take benefit and the almost person we 2.5 years for the film almost 3 years for the film almost 5 years for the film no more younger year 10-year route no so a film more indefinite so you also film only British citizens no and they will be eligible for benefits so usha the same kind no it started from another country and then it's rolling on.
That's a lawyer. Me can be a show say Mr. T chair ade we ase. Me no I program so ade bia me can. Me say Mr. T chair sa ade we ase. Onkrofo no. So oba oni o makasa. Am be meeting so aba mo.
Oh yeah.
Akoya other European countries ni ade. Oni o makasa ebi wo kro no kra ba out aka tro mo sa ade no mo allow awo mo bo mu krom ni ade. Nti o mo ade o ma hyehye. Nti sa ade no mo di so. But me can na me say sanyama we won eh na yen crofo ni bi mpenukre but me started kan years ago say in crofo we mo omo tight omo borders countries eh bi mo omo crofo we mpe omo kro mu ho omo tight borders igbo bi de ono no na dwen no de obeka no until owo sa old mind ni say omo mo call 70s 80s 90s sa star no sisi anyama sesa o obi de onte ti wakotom nkofo we no almost sa enti me de ne say yen so no den na ebetimi aye be man ni na nkofo we ntete yen say and I say confie na ye say na bunya benefit this all trim so many years now one na obenya sa 20 years 30 years na o kano now to say na wotina na because of then obenya asetina ade o mo kanya because person unya asetina.
Yes, settlement.
Na book no ye de den nya kwanto no do bebre kra mu kra nya book no ko mo ntu kwan nti ani nti mintram 30 years mintram 15 years 20 years hey la ya de tiaso mi hodu won akra na o de tiaso ngase mu ede
DJ who situation no obi nso hwe ne situation obeka say o me wa Ghana no na me ne hwe na ebia dog chain na me ton ana ebia chewing stick na oton ana ebia chocomilo na oton wanya kwan abedu ha yes ebia the situation almost the same no it's not the best but wanya 2.5 years no obetumi to kwan akofie aba wanya kakra wa ha or the susan is a lot of money emano back home ebia na oni plots to say for wetumi to plots ebia na ontimi hwe ne bazo anko school to say no wetumi mani bana ko university and to hwa sa ne pa no wo money 100 years so ntina mukra as long as I wetumi aye na djuma tumi to kwan ko no and the confirm
sa nipa ne say na o ka no e good se bebre tu kwan a omotimi aye bibi ofia abo omo ne ade but chere bibi se na o ka ne say rather no twawodi hwe ukrom no na start say wo be bibi wo ukrom a betimi sustain you
Well, I know that you can't discount that. A very important.
Because I don't know see the okay is almost some run Saturday no money femino.
Yes.
A frustration no money famous at 2.5 now unya and it's benefit as some okay you know. See, I almost done than the side and it's maybe a few years now, maybe a 4-5 years, utiminya bibi wo ho, and now to me, see almost a son into me matches and I'll call 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. So I discuss a man almost a son.
Yes.
Into me point in the sense, so was starting look sharp who chrome, and then I'm not an because I almost chrome.
That is very true. Now, what kind of whatever situation that will be women to say no. Looking at Sanya and Nema air corner, and yet easy. It's not going to be any easier. DJ,
Me no one and saying I'm maybe crab back fear and saying oh so British they also room crass. I don't sorry for me no one but me also we or buy or kai and I feel they say abamia bro our new I feel they atiti bi ni ade or be kai and no say I confirm ni ade be on media did the home office and ade answer na final on right UK.
Exactly. So yeah. Yeah. So immigration rules need here is not going to get any easier because the borders are being tightened. It's going to be more difficult for settlement. And the American say ha na of course English language now with the air when them say educate yourself, educate yourself, educate yourself. Meant na musa keke because time we were no first now it was just speaking and listening English for speakers of other languages is so and I was sano ediako another level to say na about A1 A2 from A2 echo B1 from B1 who knows what it's going to go to so please educate we have to educate ourselves as I say now to educate yourselves take the advantage of the system in which we are educate yourself so that the English to the standard that is required over to me aka and over to me to that standard we have to take advantage of the system of the environment in which we are learn and of course the bia here bia so when it was over these days uh okay so these days it is very important but um, all right. So make sure we have to now with the technology, the AI, and all the changes that are coming to the system. It is very, very important. Say, even here, say, you educate yourself. Don't just go through the system. Let the system also go through you, so that the requirements necessary you are also up to date. But changes now, Omodi Bano is serious. Almost over 2 million people who arrived since 2021 Bepim and say will be affected by the changes now Omodi Eba. English language to A-level standard. National insurance contribution. Just to summarize, A-level standard. National insurance contribution with the car, with the NHS car, when you indefinite. With the court car, you won't get your indefinite. With the council tax car, won't you court, won't you indefinite. And of course, civil penalty, you do court, of course. One year, with the car, unya indefinite. Nti ɛka bi a ɔbɛdi wakɔgye loan wɔ bank woyɛ wɔn kɔmsi kɔmsa woyɛ wɔn dɔgye se a na wagye sika no wode akɔ akɔyɛ bibi wɔ Africa nea wode ayɛ kɔyɛ no kura no ɛno nso mfaso bi ama so is going back and forth as long as there is evidence sɛ wode ka no you may not get your indefinite if all these consultations come and they are accepted. It means that your application and now they are going to do a lot more checks. We check with the banks, check with the courts, check with the NHS, check with all the other institutions. And sana, Omodia Sitnano, Eddie Everman.
Lawyer, before my man, I said, I know that you are so no, my mimbisa Sadi and Sana Mirefi. Into the okay, you know, it's a or muye. Yen funny say, my sister no, me was at 2.5, the mini assistant, my sister no in CPA. Inti mra omo di aba omo hihye me wo ho me wo UK ho bebre wo mu saa no mra omo di aba so mo pass saa mra ya okay ya me they are surviving wo because mra no me nya qualified to the okeka any nyina me juma asem ebe kate me movement be kate inti me they are surviving e wo saa mra na wo de ba no.
Well, say, what 2.5 years did that were? Say, I'm transitional provision be a memoir, and yet, the Maranis is signed, that affect you more 2.5 years now. Just more indefinite, almost there, they will be out of it. But so what 2.5, it will affect more. But Oman can say, why were a British citizen? Will no more that 5 year roadness. Again, another American said, DJ, yeah, who can say look sharp. Yeah, who can say look sharp. What it means is take advantage, study here, enhance yourself. Wow. So a one type of job and everybody else can do it and that. My advice would be yeah, why don't you enhance yourself a little more and try and go a bit higher? And yeah, easy, I know, but nothing is easy. And yes,
Dagbo squad, Dagbo movement for no doso. Omo munye buku onko osiande hi. Dagbo for no mo doso. Lawyer dem can only me Dagbo squad for no mo doso afiro kwa ko siande. Ko ye course be ono ni course o. Awu de lawyer. Omo my wada. Omo board hot on the street. It also no be dey. Language test ya also onko English language. Massa ebi mu kura te obrofo no enko yi wo so nko sia language yen ka do kura mi ya na maka do kura no language o so dey
so wonim se wo no se se ne DJ okay wonim se menim se me no brofo no mentime ntwa ena enya de a me ko school so a metime aye mebo me ho de a ena e wo de why you wadwen se wo betinam sa 2.5 na wo gi sa kopem da who decided say and then my packing in Yama may come back to my country. And they did not why you are being sir. In that case, and he answered what says he were cheap, so that you are okay. So and also yeah, dear Obiani exit strategy. Somebody's exit strategy is to live as a raw material. Another person's exit strategy is to go as a finished product. Another person's exit strategy is to go in a box. So everybody and their exit strategy. When him said, bro, for no one to mean yet, Uko school so yeah, and your wife and say, would you, what's them 2.5 years, no banyani sa copim time.
that 2.5 years now Kalobanya is so every 2.5 years bi asuko tue scam omo eno na yen calculate and that 2.5 years the best no uko tue say 4,000 and 2.5 years
and do 4,000 yeah 3,908 pounds and 50p.
Lawyer what's that UK sikana boy there 4,000 pounds 2.5 years now so we say me somebody di musika no ebi ma dwi share ambaso ye obetina obeye ejuma a whole year no crash can you say say year mo year na ya mete no 29,000 24,000 then a year na 2 years 12 months you buy and half buy no yes you could 4,000 3,900 and something now can 4,000 pounds no I do saska no was about 2.5 years no see trim na say juma 2.5 no aside you 4,000 pounds
And 4,000 every year mutum and see. Now last year for instance, now it was about 2,800 or so. And I'm DB can IHS no. Now they say they're now 2,580. And the ABA next year, almost tonight I'm 4,500. And by the time I will renew 2.5 years, 4, 5, 7 times, now you spend more than 30,000 pounds on paper. So I would say that it's not going to be easier, easier, but you must. What do I want? So what's open here settlement? Then you know what to do. So why you say oh yeah juma oh job no what say bibi ofie no what and also it will be an strategy. So DJ, it's tough. It's very very tough. And Sir Nigel Farage Reform Party eba and it to be worse. And to Labour, and here's some way BB to show say they are being tough on immigrants. Unfortunately, ọmụ a wɔde saa small boats ne ɛreba no, wɔn na wɔn create all these problems for everybody because ɛno no de bia ɛwɔ TV so sɛ amanfo ɛreba and the nationals are not very happy with it and ɛno ɛna create majority of this shake-up in the immigration system to the extent sɛ obi bɛtena ha for 30 years ansa na ɔnya indefinitely 20 years ansa na ɔnya indefinitely obi a ɔnya sika nhwɛ ne ba ɔkɔgye benefit a osi gye sɛ ɔtena ha for 15 years ansa na ɔtumi anya indefinite and at 20 years it's tough so I think we all have to advise ourselves and know that the laws are not going to get any easier. They are going to be more difficult, and we have to advise. DJ Mida say, so no any changes, sir. Amudi once Parliament approves it, based on consultation and changes are accepted, then unfortunately a lot of us will be subjected to that draconian changes. Say me, Enna, me what situation move say I would advise myself to enhance my skills or say ukuno and now you any Britisher encourage them to do their British citizenship application. A ban is at least you can go on the 5-year route and so not on the 10, 15 or even the 20-year route. So let's take note of that. DJ, I've got problems with I've had issues with people who are of course I'm about my applications be for Omuhukamfo from Ghana and from other countries I'm a refugee. The requirements near relationship requirements, we have immigration requirements, we have financial requirements, we have English language requirements, and then we have accommodation requirements. Now, Usha, they meet most of these requirements, but sometimes what happens is they don't meet the relationship requirement. I want to make enough set. I want to meet the relationship requirement. I want to make just want me to relationship requirements, and on that basis, now I refuse you. And to be percent, me boss so how to meet the relationship requirement, how to meet the relationship requirement, not uncle creative problem. Ama obia. Number one, so what worry or Ghana, and our person kofa we yiri and our kun eba. Ni American a idea of which so they refuse a man for bebre. With me, I meet everything, but now omajina so I refuse it. And DJ, one, me advise you say, Ubako Ghana and then wakako worry. No. Men ko Ghana and ne, kon share ba and ne. 1 month, wa worry no. A genuine relationship. Nanso, British for no, case workers no. Omo di omo hun say a genuine relationship. So what she will be first time. Now I worry no. Yeah, omo nji ntumu saa. Now any first time on book per se. What shall be within 1 month. Now we see what worry no. Yeah, omo doubt to say a genuine relationship. And until my advice be say at least the meeting should be more than once. It should be more than once. Say a better once in poor. There has to be evidence that there was a previous communication or the communication or the relationship started way before we share the partner and I'm worry. Now me and I'm a case worker. Now we see what started relationship 3 weeks ago, 1 month ago. Wako Ghana, wako worry obano. We application a man say omra. May refuse application, but my friend for interview. Questions are maybe some no. Say any genuine relationship, you will fail. A genuine relationship, you may pass. But any genuine, the kind of questions that will be posed to you, you will fail. And if you fail, it messes up everything. My questionnaire, yeah, be say, ukuno medication ben offer. So any genuine relationship, you won't think about these things. Okay? But a genuine relationship, you know the medication your partner takes. What medication does he take? How many times does it take it a day? And your genuine relationship, you won't know. If it's a genuine relationship, you would know. I want to maybe so be said, does your husband wear contact glasses? Obviously, yes. Obama said no. Clearly, it shows that it's not a genuine relationship. What means that Ukuno or ma or say I or ma saying or say two. Papa is oh, I have 4 children. Clearly, that shows it's not a genuine relationship. So yeah, I'm the genuine relationship. Every if you see a man for baby, and that is where I'm focus. I was to say pa and don't say what worry about my relationship is genuine. Please prove that it is a genuine relationship. How do you prove this? You prove with the communication. WhatsApp messages, WhatsApp messages, WhatsApp calls, calls, messages, calls, any messages, calls, any messages. Now, DJ, men who calls are between Obama and Obano, the calls are normally 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 1 minute, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes. The longest one was 5 minutes. Obi Awawarene genuinely, the relationship is a genuine relationship. You don't tell me say, you only make 45 seconds calls or 2 minutes calls. No. And we share 3 months communication. The longest communication was, I think, 5 minutes. Would it be for 2 case work anymore? Straight away, when you say a genuine relationship, or refuse your application, and now we're from for interview, or from for interview, so questions are maybe seminar. By all means, you will get some questions wrong. You will get them wrong. And if you get them wrong, they will use that as the basis to refuse your application. You have to appeal. The money you are going to waste, the time you're going to waste, all will count against you. And please make sure your communication. The communication has to start from way back. There's a difference between when you first met and when the relationship started. Ebi says, when did you first meet? November 2025. When did you first meet? November 2024. When did the relationship start? November 2024. Usually, relationships don't start with the first meeting. It takes a bit of time before relationships start and develop. And so one, communication, WhatsApp messages, WhatsApp calls, and messages also. The content in those messages should be persuasive enough. Say this is a communication between 2 people who are in a genuine relationship. And ya fe na mo kasa about sika no wan twa me sika na me na me nya application ma wo na eku na obi nso akokasa just me ton me yiri car no just me ton me yiri ni pure water machine ansa na metimi etua o ka clearly wo bo aba wo yiri no chese wo chese ne wo ni no kasa no clearly onye wo yiri because wo ni obi wo ho ana wo se me yiri ansa na wo se oni wo clearly that is a no. Your application will refuse. But Tommy Menumpa, I'll refuse the application. So my advice is say, Munshisha, Yanshisha, Yanyome, especially young ayo in a genuine relationship. Don't take things for granted. You have to prepare and prepare your documentations very well. So one, marriage certificate, communication, WhatsApp messages, WhatsApp calls, screenshots of every communication between Wu and Obano. Very important. And between Wu and Obama, very important. Pictures. Your pictures before the marriage, pictures during the marriage, and pictures after the marriage. Now, Ukopa pictures of only the relation of only the marriage about. Maybe says, what is the evidence that you have some pictures before the marriage and after the marriage? Normally, say, people go for reception and now you go out, etc., like that. And if you can produce these pictures, it will help your case a lot. It will help you. So pictures before, pictures during, and pictures after the relationship, after the marriage, will be very, very helpful. Then visits. A Holland American say, and yet advisable, so you go the first time, no worry, and get to know him, get to know her. Have evidence. You have pictures, evidence for passport, Musawaji visa. Wako, wouldn't I got nothing. you've done shopping, you've spent time in the hotel or different places, the hotel booking tickets and everything, receipts and everything is there. This is all evidence it's a genuine relationship. Now with the account application on. Visa now will passport ticket, your boarding pass, and all those other stuff, is evidence enough to prove that the relationship is very genuine, not with the account application at home. So please take note of that. Visits. Menko one spec especially when you started talking only 2 weeks ago and not 3 weeks ago. We see no, no. I would not advise that. Build a genuine relationship because it is a genuine relationship. Men would be reason and a room to suspect or to think that a genuine relationship. Prove that it's a genuine relationship and your case will be very straightforward for you. Of course, sir, more and I will send in a sika, money transfer receipts, add all of this HSM part is a relationship. When any relationship now, you will not be sending them money, you will not be sending them 1,000 Ghana cedis, 2,000, 5,000, 6,000 every now and then. And also evidence enough to show say there's a genuine relationship going on. Then more documents in both names. And even before you married, not more you were dating, you bought a piece of land in the same name, or you were even living together at the time before you traveled and you are still in a relationship, and there's even more documents in Ghana in the same address, in the same name, and also you have some land, you have some business in both names, etc. So you can use all of this as evidence that there's a genuine and subsistent relationship going on, not with the and also at the account. So joint properties and our properties in joint names, business, pure water, block factories, estates, etc., etc. It's all evidence that this is a genuine relationship and you and your partner are together, of course. Then, of course, more and more if you have children, except with your birth certificates and so account. Birth certificate account just and more moma na and so more the evidence now and the account and one name of your pictures, etc., etc. If you travel with the children yourself, you go to Dubai, you go to Nigeria, you go to any other country to spend time together. And then evidence I just say, of course, when they mommy and papa more in a genuine relationship. So please take note of this. So let me quickly run over and then I can take some questions. I see one marriage certificate. You have pictures, so you have pictures before, pictures during, and pictures after the marriage. You have screenshots of your calls, money transfer receipts, door to door. Why is Christmas Eve? Why door to door? So Nkoko deliver some barrels to Uhukafuno. It's all evidence that there's a genuine relationship going on. WhatsApp messages, telephone calls, emails, documents in both names, bank accounts in joint names if you do have them, property in joint names, business, pure water, etc., etc. Naming ceremony. If you're naming your children, you have a child naming ceremony, you are there, the pictures and everything is there. With you're in a genuine relationship. Booking, travel to another place, hotel booking tickets, hotel receipts, etc., flight tickets, evidence that shows that the relationship is genuine. Now, once it is genuine, even if they call you for interview, because you know that it is genuine, you have nothing to worry about, and you go confidently, and you should be fine. So, DJ, these are area now saying the Omudi refusals because a lot of things are not adding up. A lot of things are not adding up. Wako, Ghana, one spec, one will be within 2 weeks. We'll see what we're now. It will raise a lot of questions. So please, let's take note of that. Hello, Mr. Abubakar. If a care worker, you enter 2024, you still go 10 years? Well, based on the rules now, Amodi Airbus is saying, the rules are Amodi Ban. It's all at the consultation stage. They have not brought it into effect yet. But almost a bar, then most likely you'll be put on the 10-year route. But let us wait to see what the rules will be. But based on the Omudi Ebano and Omudi Banner, if nothing changes, then you will be on the 10 year route. So you'll be on the 10 years if nothing changes otherwise. Ibrahim, hi, Munkaila. Um, well, migrants who already have indefinite uh, leave to remain council. No, no. If you have indefinite leave to remain, you are secured. You are safe and secured. Nothing would affect you. So it clearly says that those who are on indefinite leave to remain will not be affected by these rules. Those who are under the EU law, EU rules, no, settled and pre-settled status, Omonsu will not be affected by these changes. Those who are married to British citizens will not be affected by these changes. So yes, you should be fine. If you have indefinite already, you are safe. Hello, Kwesi. Is one eligible to switch inside the UK from the health and care worker route to private life route under current rules? If yes, conditions. Well, yes, private life, if you talk about private life, under which category? We have family life and we have private life. Mainly, so you see private life, and we are talking about 20 years long residence in the UK, and now some serious medical condition. Those are the things we talk about private life. Or maybe you've been in the UK, if the person is under 18 years, you've been in the UK for 7 years. If you are between 18 to 25, you've been in the UK for half of your life. If you are between 25 years and above, if you are from 25 years and above, that is 20 years. If that is the case and you fall within any of these categories, then you can move to private life. But if you have a child or you are married, then you can move to the family life. That is still permissible. You can still do that. Thank you. Hi, Richard Sego. Please, what if you already done your B1 and about to apply for citizenship? I would advise you to apply for it ASAP. Nobody knows how long this consultation is going to take. Nobody knows when these proposals will take effect. And I would advise, sir, where you be one and you already meet the requirement for your citizenship, please do it now. We can't tell when this will take effect. And so my advice is please do it now. Please get a loan, get it sorted. It is £1,735. Please get it done before the changes take effect if you meet all the other requirements. Kofi now. Please, I know the UK is not known for retrospective laws, so do you think they might pipe down the retrospective part of the laws or policy? Yeah, it is very likely. We share. The number of people that are estimated to be affected by this change is about 2 million people. And I think they are targeting the skilled workers for health and care for obviously about 616,000 healthcare workers will be affected by this change. And that is people who came between 2022 to 2024. 616,000 people, health workers, are being will fall within this category. So it says anyone yet to be granted indefinitely will be subject to the contribution based model. All that they are talking about, you have to earn it. So 2 million people who are yet to be granted indefinite leave to remain will be subject to the contribution based model, which means that if the laws change and nothing changes drastically or otherwise, then those who are on the 2.5, or the 5 year route or on the skilled worker route may be affected. But again, let us wait to see what will come in. Otherwise, we will be going ahead of the drum. From the new proposal, skilled worker visa holders have retained their 5 year settlement. Will their dependents also have 5 years or 10 years before grant? Well, very well. I know a lot of questions going to come about this 5 years, 10 years thing. If you already retained your 5 years, because the rules is 5 years as a skilled worker, if you already got the 5 years and you've obtained your indefinite leave to remain, or you are in the process, or you've made your application for your indefinite leave to remain, yes, and you have your indefinite leave to remain, then your family or your dependents, the rules clearly state that they must be in the UK for 5 years. The rules have not changed, and therefore we would argue that until and unless the rules change, they remain on the 5 year rules. Yes, the UK is not known for retrospective effect of laws. So normally they bring in the transitional arrangement should only take effect from when the laws take effect and not people who are already on it. So again, let us wait to see what the changes will be. Let's hope those who are already under the 5 years will carry on with the 5 years. So let's wait and see. Nana Yabafu. I came with my wife and switched to a new sponsor with occupational code 6135. They said I can't switch with her. She's been using she's been using for a year now. Yes, if you came with a sponsor, if you came as a care worker or you were on a skilled worker route before the 11th of March 2024 and you switch to 6135, please go to Appendix Skilled Worker, paragraph 29, 1A, and read what is there. Appendix Skilled Worker, para 29, 1A. Appendix Skilled Worker, para 29, 1A. It tells you the category of people who cannot switch, who cannot have dependent. 6135, 6136, 6145, 6146. If it was issued after 11th of March 2024, you cannot have a dependent. Now, if she's been in the UK for a year now, I would advise if you can get another sponsorship for her as well, then she can switch onto that herself. Then you'll be on yours and she'll be on hers. Or if your employer is able to issue you another code which is not the 613135364546, then you will then be able to migrate onto that with her. Not 35364546 that you can go on there. Thank you. Andrew Nti Buaji, hello. For the children's application, how long is the processing time and how much is priority? Priority 5 working outside the 5 working days outside the UK. Well, if it is for kids, if it's from outside the UK, normally it can take up to 3 months. But if you want a priority, then you have to pay extra £500. Now, they used to say 15 working days, but now they have changed their voice or they have changed their language to it to move to the front of the queue. In other words, they want to take away that 15 days away and just say that it will be decided earlier, but not necessarily 15 days. But I believe it will be within a month or so, a decision will be made for your child to join you here in the UK. Thank you very much. Hello, Laughing Buddha. Also, the IHS fee will be increased next year plus applications. It's just money making them. The more people they have on the route, the more money they make from immigration. Well, it's an argument. It's an argument because as long as you keep renewing, they'll keep taking money from you. They wouldn't do it for free unless otherwise you go for fee waiver. And the fee waiver, you need to meet a lot of conditions before you be qualified for it. Otherwise, yes, you have to pay. IHS will go up almost every year. It does go up. IHS will go up. Application fee will go up. So right now we are around £3,908 and 45p, which means that if you give them £4,000, they'll give you a change of let's say £4,000 minus 3908.50. They'll give you £91 and 50p. £91 and 50p. So 4,000 minus £3,908 and 50p. Yes, they'll give you £91 and 50p. So if you give them 4,000, they'll give you a change of £91 50p, which is called £4,000. Next year, nobody knows. We can go to 4,002, 4,003, 4,005, or even more. So let's see. Kofi, now, second, what about refugees who are already on the 5 year route? Would the Home Office switch it back to the 2.5 years or continue with the 5 years route renewal? I strongly believe that they will still be on the 5 years. They don't want people to settle too early. If they bring it to 2.5 years, it means they are going to be settling too early. And I don't think that is what they want. They rather want people to settle after a long time. So, very likely, those who are on the 5 years will remain on the 5 year route refugees. I'm sure it is those who will be processed after this. If the laws do change, they will then not be able to settle. They'll keep giving you peace, 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 peace until they think your country is okay and then they ask you to return. But a honor na me say the problem is so my ba as a refugee, I'm 5 years, I'm a worry, my wuba, if I British, me a British, are you going to tell me say my country is not peaceful? So menja me yiri me ma na me nkwala. Those are the issues that will come up. And I'm sure a lot of refusals will lead to court cases and the judges will have the power to use the law to make these decisions. Okay, Bright to say hi. I have applied for an EU return rights application and I have been invited for an interview, but I have no contact with my ex-wife. Do I have any chance if I attend the interview and the interview alone? Right. Yes. We'll say you retained your right of residence, which appears to me that possibly there's a divorce. Yes, if there is a divorce and they are inviting you alone, then yes, me Ako alone. Now, Mikiti said they have some information. So they want to put Uwa answer along those informations they have to be sure that it is a genuine relationship that you were engaged in the first place. A recent one, Bia Mehuye, uh, there was a divorce. The application was sent. It was the man was invited for interview. Ononkwa and Ekoye, and I will be serving some questions. The questions I will be saying and the answers are the Maya. They clearly said no. Yeah, this is a genuine relationship because we share Obano unti krumha. The evidence I just said that every time Obano or the plane never until the landing card every evidence in idea and also evidence that I mean what not from Hawaii juma. Ebani saying will be our quiet 2 years as an Obano. Ebani saying I would me produce pay slips, any bank statements said now will chrome her juma. That was another question. And ocean sir, my name ma who's ma umate he, my men baby my men address that any baby I also address that now. It's about 2 hours drive. Ebani saying and so a lot of questions were raised in Jamudi to my many information when I'm David. I'm on this a genuine relationship. And it is over of course, make sure sir you have a very, very good knowledge about your wife, and that is what probably led to the divorce. And of course, some of you said be about your wife. Yeah, even though so when you're you retain your right of residence, please speak to her if she will take your call and if you have any questions, Bisana. Now on clarify with the amount of Sana with to me a call for the interview. Thank you. Hello. Thank you too. Thank you, Mr. Samuel. When applying for a EU supplement, if you submit only proof of residence, is it enough or you have to add relationship? Well, there are two sections. Two sections. The first section is proof of relationship. So upload the marriage certificate, and maybe if it's a child or so, then upload the birth certificate. If you have a DNA, upload the DNA. So it's relationship and of course the residence, pay slips, bank statements, TV license, gas, water, electricity, etc., etc., employment history, GP records. All of this can constitute your proof of residence. So please add the relationship as well. If you don't have the relationship, which is fine because they would have seen it in the first place. I mean, the first Alamwe application, they would have seen that anyway. If you don't have it, please let them understand that you don't have it. But yes, if you have it, please upload it. Master A, I have 5 years on care visa. Is good and spend more than 2 years. Is it good idea to switch to student visa to study nurse course? No, nurse to study as a nurse. I would advise if you are still on the care worker visa and you have 3 more years to go. As long as you are working with the employer, and you are more likely than not to uh, qualify for the 5 years and you're indefinite, then I would say please carry on with the 3 more years. Get your indefinite. Once you get your indefinite, you want to do the nursing, you may have to pay less school fees, tuition fee, as compared to a person who is a foreign student. So you have to weigh everything. Because if you go now as a nursing student, you may have to pay a huge amount of money, which you may not have, or you may, but that is the advantage of being there as a settled person as opposed to as a foreign student. Okay, thank you. So if you are Eunice J, if you are a dependent of a care worker but works in the civil service with salary of over 50,000 with a 15-year care visa with affect you. Okay, so if you're a dependent of a care worker visa in the civil service with salary of over 50,000. Yes, the threshold they are given is we have two thresholds. We have the higher tax paying, I would say higher paying higher rate of tax qualifying. That is 5 years. That is for 5 years. You qualify in for five after 5 years for indefinite. That is 50,270 pounds. So your question is if you're a dependent of a care worker but works in the civil service with salary of over 50,000 with a 15-year care visa which affects you. Well, if you are categorized or your partner is categorized in the high tax paying rate, then you may not be affected by the 15 years or so. The 15 years is actually mostly applicable to Omamwiti benefits now. Those who are taking benefits, those who are taking benefit for less than 12 months, they said they'll have to wait for 15 years. Those who are taking benefit for more than 12 months, they'll have to go for 20 years. And but those who are in the paying the higher rate of tax, they qualify 5 years. And it is 50,270 pounds. So yes, I'm sure you'll still be within the 5 years and not the 15 years. Thank you. Matilda Dodo. I hope they have not changed the part if a child stay in the car. No, 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 no. They have not changed that part. That is appendix private life. That has not been touched. That has not been touched. If a child is born in the UK and lived in the UK for 7 years, that child can go for you can go for indefinite leave for that child straight away. Child born in the UK, child live in the UK, 7 years, indefinite leave to remain for that child. But if the child was brought to the UK, not born in the UK, but brought to the UK, lived in the UK for 7 years, you can go for 2.5 years, limited leave to remain for that child. That is still applicable, no change to that at all. Hi, Kofi Appiah. I married my wife before she became British. I was on the 10-year route and then switched to 5-year route. My first 2.5 years would expire next year. Well, in your case, after the 2.5 years, as you switched to 5 years as a spouse of a British citizen. So your 5 years starts from when you switched to the 5-year route. In that case, you'll still be under the 5-year route, not under the 10 or 15 or 20. You'll still remain under the 5-year route. That is Appendix FM section, leave to remain as a partner of a British citizen. You'll still be under the 5-year route. Thank you. I will be applying for my last 2.5 years next year. Will I be affected? I married my wife because before she became British. Again, the law just says if you're married to a British citizen. And the proposal says those who are married to British citizens. See, partners of British citizens. Partners of British citizens. The question is, are you a partner of a British citizen? If the answer is yes, then you should remain on the 5-year route. But if you got it not as a partner, then you may fall in another category. Partners of British citizens will still settle after 5 years. Are you a partner? Yes, then 5 years. Are you a partner? No, then another category would apply to you. After a father has submitted his application based on his British child without doing fee waiver, can the father send money back home through Monzo after using my 3 months? Well, as long as you are not applying for a fee waiver, where they will check your bank accounts and your expenses, your income, your expenditure, whether you're sending money to somebody or money is receiving money from somebody. As long as you are not going for fee waiver, there is no problem with your accounts. There's no problem with your bank statement. But if there is an application for fee waiver, either by yourself or for anybody else, then your personal bank statements will come into effect. They would ask you to provide your bank statement for 6 months and proof of money in, money out that is above £200. So if the man has made the application, there shouldn't be any problem with regards to sending money outside. Okay, if you are not going for fee waiver. Okay, Godfred also. If you're a main applicant and your sponsor's license has been revoked, but your dependent visa was denied and she has gone for administrative review, if you get a new COS, then you add her as a dependent. Can you add her as a dependent? It depends on when you got your COS. If your COS was issued after the 11th of March 2024 and the code is 6135, 6136, 6145, or 6146, any of these codes, and the COS was issued after the 11th of March, then no, you cannot have a dependent. If it was issued after 11th of March, but the code is different from the ones I have mentioned, then yes, you can still have a dependent. So that is what it is. Sarah, Sandra Asanahai, or Asanahai. Sandra, if I have completed degree level university in Ghana, can I use it to waive the English language requirement for citizenship application or still need to write a B1, please? You can use that. So you need your transcript, you need the certificate, and you need a letter of proficiency in English. And you take it to ECTIS, ECCTIS. Go online, Google their details, send it to them. There's a fee they will charge, and then they will do this transcription to say yes, the degree you've obtained in Ghana is equivalent to a degree in the UK. On that basis, you will be issued letters to confirm it. You don't have to do the B1. All you have to do will be the life in the UK test. So, yes, go for that. Thank you. I've got a Swiss. Hello, Nana, if you're right. I have get a Swiss to NHS and submit. Okay, switch. You mean to NHS and submit application for a visa, but it's a visa is about now, and I have not received my visa. Lawyer witness. Okay, I think there's some omissions, but I think you've got to switch to the NHS. You submitted your application for some months now, and you have not received your visa or any response yet. Well, you can write to the Home Office. You can go to the Home Office and do requests for updates, or you want to find out updates, or you want to complain that you've submitted your application since this time up to now you haven't had any response. If they can give you updates, I'm sure they will get back to you on that. Okay. My brother married an EU national and applied for his pre-settled status, but still not approved. Almost 1 year now. His statute says certification. His status say certification of application. That's certificate COA, certificate of application. 1 year is a long time. Normally it's 6 months. Within 6 months or 6 months, 8 months, you should come. But 1 year is quite a long time. If you can call me on Monday, in fact, call this number on Monday, 0208 0165 384. 0208 0165 384. Let me go over again, 0208 0165 384. Now, When you call that number on Monday, ask them to give you the telephone number to the EU settlement scheme. EU settlement scheme telephone number. They'll be able to give you. Call them, give them your reference number or the partner's reference number, the full name, date of birth, address. You confirm. You have to do some security check. They will take you through some security check. Once you pass, then you tell them, look, it's been outstanding for a year now, and you want some update. They will go through the system and give you some update. So call the office, my office tomorrow on Monday. I'm sorry, 0208 0165 384, and they can give you the telephone number to the home office. Thank you. Okay, please, what about the 10-year student pathway to settlement? Hope they've not touched that one. No, that hasn't changed. If you can prove that you've been in the UK for 10 years lawfully, 10 years legally, you meet the requirements, Appendix LR. Set LR, you can go for your indefinite leave to remain. 10 years lawful residence, not long, but lawful. You never overstayed, you can go to your indefinite leave through that. If you got your leave to remain via court on a specific date, but your BRP came late, start date. When do indefinite leave clock start counting to? The indefinite leave clock starts counting from when the leave was issued. Because sometimes, even after you've won the appeal, the Home Office still have time to go and challenge it. They have 28 days or 14 days, depending on where the person is. And sometimes they go back and check whether if the documentations the person used are genuine. They could still challenge it. So you can only claim that you have the leave from when it is issued, not from when the court granted the appeal. No, thank you. Please, 14 years in the UK without documents. Do you have any child? If you have a child, yes, you can switch to your child. If you have a wife that has a child, you can go to your wife and the child. If you have no child, you have no wife, you have no serious medical, compelling, compassionate circumstances, then you have to wait for 6 more years to make it 20 years before you can apply to stay in the UK. Thank you. Braverman, brave man, brave man, brave man. I have been contributing NI monthly. Do I still need to pay IHS when making a means health test? Yes, unfortunately, you still have to pay the NHS. This was an argument a lot of people raised that yes, we pay our NI, and the government says yes, we know you pay your NI, you go, but that goes to your national insurance contribution. It's nothing to do with the NHS. The NHS or the IHS is money that is paid by people who are not settled in the UK. They are like regarded as foreigners, foreign visitors also who are using the NHS, and you have to contribute to the use of the NHS. So it's got nothing to do with your national insurance contribution or the taxes you pay, unfortunately. Thank you. Please, do EU pre-settle qualify for child benefit and accommodations? Yes, you can be eligible for child benefit and accommodation, but usually they would ask for the men's sponsors details. So if it's a spouse, they want your husband's details or they want your wife's details. They want her passport, they want to see where she's working, how much she's earning, and all of that. They want to see the accommodation, etc., etc., everything to prove that you are actually or the EU national is still here. In the absence of that, it becomes difficult for them to give you the benefits. But once you can provide everything that has to do with the EU national, you should be fine. Thank you. Then we got Frank Boedu. I was issued 4-year health and care worker visa. I've been here 2 years without working for my actual sponsor company due to revoked license. Is it prudent to switch to a student visa? Well, it is prudent if the university would give you the offer and you have the funds or the means to pay, you meet all the requirements, and the university gives you the cash, then yes, you can switch to the new sponsor, that is the university. But as to whether or not the university would accept that you haven't worked with a company and therefore as to whether or not you are here legally, of course, the Home Office have not cancelled your leave, so you can still argue that you are here legally. So yes, it's down to the university and the offer they make. Once it is acceptable, why not? You can go ahead. But it means you have to pay a lot of tuition fee, etc., etc. Nessa Ose, Nessa Ose. Will the new proposal affect me if I have lived here since 2024? Have both British children who gained citizenship at age 10 applied for leave as a parent of a British child using my first child? Well, let me go back to what it says. It says 2 million people who are or who came since 2021. You've been here 2004 and you are on the 10-year route through a parent, through a child or your children who are British citizens. Clearly, it doesn't say a category like yours will be affected. It clearly states 2 million people who came since 2021. Anyone yet to be granted indefinitely will be subject to the contribution-based model. In that case, until and unless we see the details, I would presume that you will still remain on your 10-year route. If you're the two and a half, two and a half, two and a half, two and a half, you will still remain on the 10-year route unless you switch to the 5 years. Otherwise, if something changes, we will let you know. But as it stands right now, you are still on the 2-year, the 10-year route, if that is what you are on. Yes. Danny Boateng, what are the options for me if my sponsor has informed me to look for a switch and is not in a position to renew my visa for me? Danny, I'm sorry to hear this, but it's very common now. A lot of sponsors say, "Mentally, they won't check, mentally, they won't give you, mentally, give you, mentally, study more. I can't carry on with you anymore." Well, control. Danny, if you can get a sponsor, please switch. I know it's not easy because these days you have to work with the sponsor for 3 months before they issue what do you call it, sponsorship license, COS. How are you able to do that? It's a question. Do you have any child outside of your marriage? If you have a child that is outside your marriage, of course, you can do that, switch to your child. Or, as the woman is telling you now, the relationship cannot carry on. If there's a break in the relationship and possibly you are into another relationship because this one has broken down and you are in another relationship, she's British or she has indefinite or she's an EU national. Again, you can switch to that partner. But as it stands right now, you will have to certainly look for another option, sponsor, parent, or partner. You can do that. Or possibly go back to school, just as one message came. If you want to go back to school, yes, why not? Go back to school, apply. The university will determine once you are found eligible, they will issue you the CAS. Apply student visa, and then you can go to school. At least when you finish, they give you another 1.5 years to work whilst you are trying to sort yourself out. I use my personal bank statement for my proof of address based on my British child. Hope they won't go details because I've been receiving and sending money back. No, that's not a problem. That's not a problem. As long as you are not applying for their money, fee waiver, they don't have a problem with you. Is when you start applying for their fee waiver, their money, you want them to uh, proceed with the application without you having to pay, then you have problems. That is where they want to check and scrutinize and skin your account from top to bottom and from bottom to the top. But if you're not taking their fee, you're not taking any fee waiver, you have no problem with them. What about if you came to school in 2020 but later switched to a skilled worker route in 2023? Does that also apply to you? Again, based on what the statement says. We are waiting for more details, but it clearly states that 2 million people who came to the UK since 2021. And it goes on to say care workers, care workers, 616,000 care workers, 616,000 care workers between 2022 and 2024. Yours is 2023. So it means that even though you came in 2020, but you are categorized amongst the care workers in 2020, 2022 to 2024, it means that if the change is going to affect the care workers, then it's going to affect you as well. They are not looking at it when you came to the UK, but when you fell within that category that is being considered. So yes, it means if the laws should change to affect the care workers, then it will affect you as well. As well. Thank you. Hello, Frank. To Gansa. Hello. Is fee waiver part of the public funds or benefit? No, it's not. It's not. Fee waiver is purely about you not being able to pay your application fee or you being destitute and then they to support you with the fee waiver. It's not a public funds, it's not benefit. And then we have Small Bake. Please let me know what time is the most convenient for me to call you. Well, you can call me Monday. Monday, you can call me by 2 o'clock UK time and we can have a chat. You can send me a message first and then I'll be available for us to have a chat. Danny Boateng, hi. A fee waiver. Is a fee waiver a better option when I look for a sponsor? Fee waiver? Can a fee waiver lead to something positive apart from the 6 months extension? Fee waiver is not an application that will give you any sponsorship or anything. It says, okay, I get your point. Is fee waiver a better option while I look for a sponsor? No, 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 please. Fee waiver is not a good option at all. Let me give you the conclusion to this story, the answer to your question. Go to appendix fee waiver. Write it down, please. Appendix fee waiver. Appendix fee waiver. Okay, you've written it. Go to page 25 of 25. That is the last page. Go to page 25, appendix fee waiver, and go to the last page. It says that if you apply for fee waiver and you later make an application, in this case, you make an application for a skilled workaround. Even if the fee waiver is not successful because you did not make the application in the category where you made the fee waiver application, your application can be refused. Let me read it for you. I'm sure if I read it, it may be better for you. So appendix, give me 1 minute. Appendix fee waiver. Okay. Now, appendix fee waiver. Ooh, this is showing me the US thing. I don't want the US one. I want the UK one. Appendix fee waiver. Bear with me, DJ. UK. Appendix fee waiver UK. Okay. So if you go to the guidance note, go to page 25 of 25. 25 of 25. It says 3C. It says, regardless of whether the fee waiver request is granted or refused, the applicant will benefit from Section 3C if they had a valid permission when the fee waiver request was submitted and which has expired by the time the fee waiver request is decided. 2. The applicant makes a valid application for permission within 10 days of the date of the fee waiver decision. 3. The permission that is submitted, no, let me take it again. The application that is submitted is the one for which the fee waiver request was made. 1. They had a valid permission, yes. 2. The applicant makes a valid application within 10 days of the date of the fee waiver decision. 3. the permission application that is submitted is the one for which the fee waiver request was made. Now, if you go and make a fee waiver application, it only applies to family life, private life, and other categories, not to skilled worker visa. So what they are saying here is that if you go and apply for fee waiver and you later make an application under the skilled worker route, you did not apply for fee waiver under the skilled worker route or for skilled worker, you applied for private or family life. So even though you've applied for private and family life and you went ahead to make an application under the skilled worker, they are two different routes, and therefore you will not benefit from Section 3C since the fee waiver is for family and private life, but you went ahead and made application under the health and care or skilled worker. Therefore, you cannot qualify. So my advice is, instead of making an application under the skilled worker, rather make application under, if you have the evidence, private life or family life. Then maybe once the application is there and you get a sponsorship, because it's a genuine application with the supporting evidence, and later you get a sponsorship, then you can vary that application to the skilled worker route. But if you do it under the fee waiver, you may find yourself in a very difficult situation. Thank you very, very much. DJ, thank you.
All right, Lawyer Wisdom Akao, Wise Man Solicitors, but that's a sign of the updates in your brain. When you have church, I hope so. Be at say questions and also there. Be bernard by me, say, we so they be more type. I think so far, no. Okay, Lawyer, take the last one. We not then sign out. I'm so I feel no the other.
Okay.
Take away.
Papa Akon. Please, if I'm married to a British woman on the 5-year route, would a 10-year no, it will not. They said you would not. Those who are married to British citizens will not, NOT, be affected. You are still under the 5-year route, not the 10-year route. Thank you. I'm confused about the extension of the settled status wait time to 15, 20 years, depending on access to benefits. I thought migrants couldn't accept public funds right from the start. Well, it depends on the category. People on 2.5 years, they are able to get benefits if they do something we call change of condition. Because of their circumstances, they don't have enough money to look after themselves or their children, or they are destitute. They take the condition away and they are able to take benefits. Some people also take benefit because of their medical condition. Even though they are on limited leave, 2.5, they still are able to take benefits. So it's not everybody who is on 2.5 or limited leave that cannot take benefits. There are different categories. Some take it, some don't. But they will have to take out that condition of no recourse to public funds from your leave, and then you can access the benefit. Thank you.
Okay, so now we na feel about the mess questions in the Biba. Where last one, my lawyer also answer where.
Can I apply for British citizens while I go to Ghana? The answer to this question is yes. You can apply, upload your documents, book appointment, provide your fingerprint, you have your passport with you, and you travel to Ghana. But make sure you make a copy of your passport from page to page. All the pages, upload everything, do your fingerprint, and then you can travel. That is different from those who are on the 2.5 one. If you're on the 2.5, and you make an application and you travel outside, it means you have withdrawn the application. You have withdrawn the application. They will not give you your money back. But if it's you have indefinite already, and you're going for British citizenship, you can make it. Submit everything, do your fingerprint, and you travel to Ghana. When a decision is made, you come back, swear in, get your citizenship certificate, get your British passport, and then, of course, you can carry on enjoying your life. Thank you.
Lawyer Wisdom Macau, yeah, the big one, and I say, also contact the lawyer, the numbers now show screen to see, no Wiseman solicitors or office number, ne mobile number now, should be to contact the lawyer. Lawyer, me that's my office location was London, in fact, Dawson Junction.
Yes, Dawson Junction, not there, not New Jersey, New in London, Dawson Junction in London. You were 18 to 22 Ashland.
Why I confused in you because Studio B now, and I say, see, a real free address. No?
No. Over office, they be ready to feed that. Yeah,
Yeah.
number 18 to 22 Ashwin Street. Wiseman Solicitors, 18 to 22 Ashwin Street, Dalston, London, E83DL. E83DL. Telephone numbers are 0208 0165 384. 0208 0165 384. Again, 0208 0165 384. Mobile number near 079 31 411 079 31 411 079 31 411 042. You are Dalston Junction, you're by Dalston Market, no. You are behind the McDonald's, Ashwin Street. Ashwin Street. Udu what? Bicycle phobia parking. You are this mobile bicycles, no, I'm the bicycle, just run. It's like the easy access bicycles, no. I'm park it against our building. So once you get to the McDonald's, there's an alleyway there. Just turn right. There's a small way. Take that road, turn right. You see the bicycles. Then turn left. There's a church on your right hand side. I think the Lost Pentecostal Church. On the right, on the left hand side, that is our building, the Print House, 18 to 22 Ashwin Street. Right there, we are Uba Yabesho, 18 to 22 Ashwin Street, Dawson Junction, close to the Dawson Market. We do Dawson Market Bisa for any of the Ghanaian shops, Ajua, Adum, your friend is saying, the Katie restaurant, Money Matters, etc., etc. Just ask any of them for Wiseman Solicitors. We are more than happy to assist you. God bless. DJ, Maune Jomo.
Na obi bisa me ade bi ma me bisa o na me de obisa me me se me de ba me se me bisa o. Em o UK ba menim se on the COS ni bi ba e won na as a family friend.
Okay.
Na fa family friend no ni mo no ye EU for. And now obisa se nhyehyɛ bi wɔn betumi ayɛ bibi ama na wɔn asetena no betumi asesa bibi saa ɛnyɛ sɛ bi a na ebusua o ɛnyɛ sɛ bi a ne papa na ne maame na sɛ ne wɔfa na bibi ayɛ sɛ family friend saa yuyu ni no betumi ayɛ bibi ama na ɔno a waba na ne bi a ne krata na asetena no bibi na obetumi ayɛ bibi ama na bibi saa o
baby ɔn sɛ UK fee EU no mu no a lot of things have changed. And a family member, extended family member, are fine. But since I pay you, even family members cry you immediate and you extended from a child when you have and the family friend there, yeah, dear, over to me, I want in any way now.
All right, lawyer, me that say, you didn't come on, lawyer Wisdom Macau, champion man, mo de way, otunobo, oh. A bicycle nyamano pa enye gidigidi we champion man the day form to the bone the pa so I mean just obi o hwe lawyer dia obeti ase who will be out touch me no lawyer dia or kasa o say yes and you gidi for no no or turn pa o yidi back ni ti na kasa no library computer no woni tri nim to me bo appendix no abo no about 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 ego no abo no quote him now Charlie, you dey form and they need small the brain give me small one jump my own.
You will be champion.
Like the way I could disturb, give me small one, give me the secret, make I get small one jump my own.
The thing they do for GH, you know, be easy. You be champion.
Small one be jump my own.
So
there is one guy be I mean who in the comments, Alex can come. Alex can come. We a new Hana. The reason I may be so sad and say. Me who saw the message, but you repeated it plain. No pasting, no pasting the same question, sir. Yes, sir. O message ni enkan o the message ni 2 or 1 spare. O de jai. You do because yes, sir. O block it. I be repeat it. Me my message. Obi ni message. Obi ni question. Into the question be I would drop the once. Now, question is so simple. No, bisa say 14 years in the UK without document. And when a question lawyer, or say 14 years in the UK without document, or bisa so day. And I don't want that question, but 14 years in the UK without document.
Options. My answer, man. Me see our ban, the ban British, and our ban, the ban is 7 years. And now our year the year and now our stepchild, and now our any serious, compelling, compassionate medical circumstance. So only way now be any one chance 6 years on top of the fort, and now 20 years and sana our return application.
Like I know people about say there be that you know they talk plenty, no show off. Day form. Also, we are comments. They been see day form. See the comment. No, your comments, you know.
I beg.
So, me, I'm not talking it, you know. You say you day form. Me, I say you day form. Me know why a program match. I say you day form. Say I'm here. Me who be no. Presa kasa. Oh, she need to train. Lawyer, make that say.
When did they come? The way the Lord is.
I know you know you go ask me. You know come when I go come. No, you not tired for me for UK. I come UK like 3 times. Why? I will go other countries. I will go other countries too. But me, my own, not me no be here interview. We say, me, they are who ye Jumani are there. SVT, we ye Jumani. I say, government more diplomatic. I'm saying me diplomatic passport. If I Concord plane.
That's exactly what I wanted to say.
I mean Concord plane. It's here. At the end, I mean Concord plane. No, table intercooler. No, engine. No, a power in diplomatic passport. I call countries in apart from North Korea.
Yo, I hear you.
You make a note here, say.
Me say.
Omo share me tia say omo follow me the me say Concord plane no maybe a Ghana for bia wo wiase mu SBT bi Africa ho
Chale Ubawa World Cup no
aye deja America
bra no me for me fi come let's come home man. You know what I'm saying? Come, let's
America. Don't worry. They're traveling there. I go start visit people. You see me, my own. No. They are me no. Me rush it. Me say wow. Adequate preparation is way better than your destination. You don't rush. We are own. We take them one after the other. No be competition. No, be slow. You see. So don't worry. The right time. Lawyer wisdom Macau, champion man, me den say. Me the one say we share SVTV Africa. And then the updates Abremo straight from UK in Como and me the Abremo. Who following ebeboa. I had a catch up say suan there wa ha. It's information. Me the me say open so to kwanya. Make sure so be information and send away to kwanya. Bayana ebimu wo a omo ntie ni ye me de ne say informations ni nyina wo this one tete o you don't need connection man many lawyer a program go fu bebreti a o ma ye o application o ma ye research no say nkofo bebre mpe research on pe reading na kan ne ha no so no abetimi aye na ade no abakoma connection ye dibi musika and na information me pass say the duties are opening now online. Take your time and read. So won't mean kind po amobi a obetimi aka no nkyere wase na tie ase tie we mu bi se ya obeti bibiase say na obi be can story bi chona and say no. So and na ya me pass no me say de bia me kan school na okwa we studio me say bia wan ko school bia wontimi read ni ade ba wo pese we obi a mo so ma ko school ni ade aken we bia online so bibia wo ba wo na bia onya wadwe and I am a say sua skill enye fa kwenti onko even Ghana me see sua skill me catch youth omo ba no obi wo de obeka say nya me I late me ntimi nya we me we young na oba me see sua skill de bia me kasa hwe omo ameni omo kasa even in Ghana omo mututu kwan omo skill hwe omo kasa omo complain asade na mse nkofo nsha say omo nhwe ne nso ye omo nye dede no sua skill enye say ye kwa ko hustle na yusu I dey go hustle sa traveling sa tete no 80s 90s na ye boga for papa money na mututu kwan no sa style ni twem countries nyo pe ade bi e be obi odi value be break kru no bibi obenya bibi afiru hu eni bi na me ye interview me ye kra ansa me ne lawyer ba ni ye kan about IT ni cyber security mun ko tie de doctor ne kan Dr. Adom o UK or the school na ko mun ko tie no that page ne so ba bi mun tie no information no key no ti we no omu say wo value a ye pam nkrofo say we it's a branch and be na omo dey hold Indians ni ade dey hold no because of IT ni so mo nyama bi ni we important but say add value add bibi and in the message so that baby obe ko bia no you no go tire I will say kwa go do den na we ni nsa no you go so uni nyi so ko school bi your professional course bi you go tire nya bete abonike international ye fetwi keke and then I make out but people know they bab this some people know they bab my hooks if you let you be most tiase pa be more Tony Saline na bomb unya hooks now you go understand me see me there I just tell you omo aso ebeti me da man say mo share SVTV Africa me da madam production team ase obeso oba me show no so bia bia wo UK we to kwan bia wo bia no oni mo bia obeso oba me show no so a but me de me number man +233 244 790902 and that's a +233 240 677 my name is the YouTube channel called a profile page about 2 numbers per any wo send me WhatsApp message and I will just voice note and me respond but I on frame any day my catch o frɛ me disappoint you but I will just voice note and I say WhatsApp message me respond follow ye na ya mon share content mon share videos si so there anya me team maka okay and no fashion ba people like that one fight you know be that one will bring you shishio information they be an too much today anyway so madam I say mo join the class and then you know madam I say listen doors so mean to be my shout out and net I mean I do next week me to be my shout out we say listen doors what doors do madam I say mo dem questions be bia buy no so madam I say we shall mo kroma ka say tour na ma jesu tour
Ubejia di say UK mem was shortage of cybersecurity jobs. 96,000 last year. Who went to me and fail? Memani how Slab Technologies your solution. January 2026 year back abegye 2 weeks boot camp ye de beboa ye be ma skills ne be ma unsan adwuma ne be ma hands on no ye be prepare for interview no na beboa ama ya feel sa gap no so when you IT ho when you cyber mo person sister with Shebra call www.slumllc.com and our friend number see a good screen is say let's sign up space we are limited yeah London Trinity Baptist Church. Fresi see na sign up. Nesi sound shebre. Sebe ya. Sa gap ne job shortage no. Wonso obetimi aboa ame afele. Me hwe wanim. Sign up CCA.
Hi there. My name is Calibos. The only boss with one S. Happy new month to all of you. Welcome to a month of new possibilities. Do you know why life has been made so easy? It's because of TapTapSend. People, TapTapSend is here to make your life easy if you want to transfer money to Ghana. If you want to transfer from USA, if you want to transfer from UK, Europe, Canada, a lot of places all to Ghana. And guess what? When it comes to Ghana, there's no e-levy charge. So, what are you waiting for? Download TapTapSend on Google Play Store and App Store and be ready for exciting offers coming your way each time, every time on TapTapSend.
TapTapSend. Send more, spend less.